Okay, so step 2, you're just going to spray your clay bar, making sure that it's nice and wet. And you also want to check your clay bar and make sure that there's nothing on it that can scratch the vehicle, because we are rubbing it back and forth just because this is what takes off stuff on the vehicle. It also can put on things like scratches and stuff if you do have stuff in your clay bar. If you do have stuff in your clay bar, either rip that piece off, or if it's really bad, like you dropped it on the floor, grab a new one. If you do drop it on the floor, you can pick it up right away and brush it off, like I just did. So you can spray it off and just make sure that there's no rocks or anything on it. The only time it's going to like stick in there is if you like push it, and then it'll get stuck in your clay bar. So now that we have that nice and wet, we're just going to spray the painted area, and not very much, because we just want to make sure that we're not putting a lot of water in our seams, even though we are going to blow those out after. So all you do is go back and forth over top of the paint. I should mention that you want to hold your clay bar either between, this is actually quite a bit of clay, I don't need that much. So you probably only need about that much, and you want it to be between your 2 fingers. So if you can stick it on your middle finger and have these 2 fingers sticking out. So basically when you're going back and forth, these 2 fingers are checking and feeling if there's anything left on the bumper. So I can feel this little thing here, but it's actually a rock chip, so I can't do much about that. And if it starts to stick on the vehicle, you need to spray it a little bit more. Otherwise, again, it will scratch the vehicle. I'm blending nicely. And the reason why we clean the vehicle off first and then use our clay bar is, of course, if we have dirt on there and we're using our clay bar, all it's gonna do is scratch the vehicle. So we definitely do not want that to happen. So we do have a lot of rock chips here, so there's nothing we can do about those, other than if they want us to fill them in, we can. Otherwise, we cannot do anything about that. In this instance, you don't have to clay bar this piece or this or this or this. Obviously, we wouldn't clay bar these pieces anyways because it's not painted surface, but this we wouldn't have to because we're not actually wrapping that. I just need you to have it clean so that if the vinyl does touch up here, it doesn't bring any of the dirt from here into our either paint protection or wrapping, whatever we're doing. So the next step is to just wipe that off. Make sure you're just not leaving all that dirt on there still. So we're just gonna wipe it off with a paper towel. And then we are going to blow it out with our hose.